Hi everyone, welcome to Asianet Samvad. I am Bhavna Nagaya. We have a wonderful guest with us. His language of speaking is music. His language of speaking is nature. His language of speaking is environment. He had every opportunity to be a film music director, but he has chosen a different way. We have with us two-time Grammy Award winner, Ricky Kej in our studio. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Bhavna. Great to be on your show again.
Thank you, thank you. So for us, it's a bit nostalgic because a decade ago, you have given a wonderful song for us. So again, you are in our studio. So how are you feeling right now?
No, of course, it's amazing. Life has come a full circle. I have, I'd composed that song Jai Hai Kannada Thai, which is about the nature of Karnataka so many years ago, and now I'm back in the studio, so it feels really good.
If we can freeze a time for a second, if you look back, how you describe yourself?
How I describe myself? I think I'm pretty much obsessed with music. That's the kind of person I am. I've been a musician ever since I remember. So my whole life I've been two things, a musician and an environmentalist. And even right now when I'm talking to you, there is a background score that I'm composing in my head about our conversation. When I walk on the street, my steps are in a particular rhythm. So I'm completely obsessed with music, and I'm obsessed with the natural world and nature. So that's basically me.
Environmentalist and music composer.
Correct.
This sounds different words, but you brought them together. So tell me about your journey, choosing music as your passion and your love towards nature.
So while growing up, I grew up in the middle of nowhere. There were a lot of trees and wooded areas around my home. And we used to have a lot of creepy crawly animals like snakes and lizards and frogs and insects coming into our home. And my parents and my teachers used to always tell me that as soon as you see these animals, step on them or kill them or run away from them. And my question to them always used to be that if we are supposed to just kill them as soon as we see them, then why do they exist? They must be having some purpose.
Right.
And of course, now I know that every single species of animal, no matter how seemingly insignificant or small, plays a very important role in the ecosystem, which keeps all of us alive. And it's this delicate balance that keeps all of us alive. And at the end of the day, how did music start? Music started off as sounds from nature.
Correct.
Sounds of the animals, sounds of the birds, sounds of the trees. And then we human beings started taking objects from nature, making bamboo flutes and boxes of seeds, bowls of water, animal skin to play percussion on. So music and nature has always been, one and the same. And I've always been in love with nature through music.
You had a plenty of opportunity to become a film music director.
Correct.
But you have chosen your own way. I have seen many musicians who want to be famous, who want to go behind money, fame, everything. But you were not that person. You chose your own way, and this is what you are now, globally well-known musician, music composer. What made you to decide that?
So very early on in my career, I had decided that I'm not going to be part of the movie industry, even though since I'm from Karnataka, I did 3 movies with the great...
2 serials and one Rajyotsava song.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, of course, I've done a lot of work in Kannada, but the thing is that I've done 3 movies with Mr. Ramesh Arvind, who I absolutely admire. So I only worked with one director. But nevertheless, my interest has never been into making movies, simply because when it comes to movies, it's somebody else that's telling you what to do when it comes to music. Your sensibilities is based on a film script, on a director. And for me, I wanted to make music as an art form. I wanted to make music based on my own sensibilities, what I feel strongly about. So that is the reason why I never got into the film industry.
Whenever I hear your music, I can feel the nature in it.
Yeah.
I can feel the green in it. I can feel the natural music in it. Whenever you start composing, what will be your thought process?
So it usually starts with something that comes to my mind, like for example, I walk into a forest and I see a lot of beauty. So then I want to celebrate that beauty. Like for example, in my Grammy winning album, Divine Tides, I had this song called Himalayas. And that was because I visited the Himalayas. I'd visited the Himalayas for performing for our Indian Army. So I did a concert in Ladakh for 12,000 army soldiers. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. Standing on stage and surrounded by mountains at an elevation of 12,000 feet. So it literally took our breath away. And so that was a very profound experience of actually being in the Himalayas and playing my music to that many army soldiers. So I needed to encapsulate that in my music. So I created a song called Himalayas, just as a memory and just to celebrate the Himalayas. Then I've got another song called Love Divine, where I read about human and elephant conflict. This problem that is happening between humans and elephants, where it's almost like a war-like situation that's happening in the fringe areas of forests, where there's a loss of life, loss of property on both sides, of the human side and the elephant side. So then that is when I thought that, all right, I need to make a song about this. I need to express my feelings through the song. So then I created this song called Love Divine. So that is how it works. It always starts with something that I feel strongly about, and then it's all about me trying to communicate that feeling through music.
For this question, I know the answer, but still I want to hear from you. What place you like? You like cities, or what you like? I mean, where you want to live?
So, I mean, I would love to live in the middle of the forest. That would be my favorite place, but I would also need a strong internet connection.
Okay.
So that's why. So I would say a mix between the cities and even rural areas. I love visiting rural areas. I've done collaborations with tribal musicians and tribal farmers in rural areas from Chhattisgarh, Orissa, North Karnataka, in Andhra Pradesh, in Araku Valley. So I love being in these places. Also, I love being in the forest. So basically, I would say a mix of all these different landscapes is where I would like to live, not just in one place. But currently my home is obviously Bangalore, and it's always going to be my home, simply because of one reason, because my dogs are in Bangalore.
Okay.
So you can travel with family everywhere.
How many dogs you have?
I've got 2 dogs.
2 dogs.
And you can travel with family everywhere, but you cannot travel with your dogs everywhere. So I believe that wherever your dogs are, that's where your home is.
Okay, so wonderful. Okay, in a very young age, you started joining hands with UN organizations.
Correct.
And many leaders came together to congratulate you. A very rare Indian musicians get that honor. So what made you to think like?
So I've been working with the United Nations for more than 10 years now, and I'm their goodwill ambassador. I'm their global ambassador for various organizations. So I have always loved working with the United Nations because it's a global organization, it's an intergovernmental organization. But most importantly, the United Nations does not believe in working against a government. No matter how much, let's say they dislike a government, if it's a democratically elected government, they always want to work with the government. And they want to figure out solutions together, they want to work together to figure out solutions. And that's how my philosophy has always been. So even though protest is extremely important, activism is extremely important, that's not the path that I've taken. For me, it's all about inspiring people into action. There's a very famous saying that, that at the end of the day, we as human beings, we'll only protect things that we love. We will only love things that we understand, and we will only understand things that we are taught. So for me, my mission is to make everyone fall in love with the natural world and nature, and hopefully through that love, we will find it within ourselves to protect.
Have you been in any situation where you have to choose either commercial music or your passion?
That's not been there for the last few years, because I've been very clear about it, that the only kind of music that I'm going to put out is music that I'm not embarrassed about, that music that I feel comes truly from me. So for the last few years, like for example, in 2014, whatever music that you hear from 2014 of mine, that would define me as what kind of a person I was in 2014. 2018, that's the kind of person I was in 2018. So it's very easy to find out what kind of a person I am just by listening to my music, because every single piece of music that I've made since then is a part of me.
That's wonderful. Let's go back to 2015, where you won first Grammy Award for Winds of Samsara.
Correct.
How was the moment?
Now, of course, it was an exhilarating moment, because a lot of people say that I don't like awards, and and I'm not into awards and all of that stuff. And to an extent, they are true. What they're saying is correct. But whenever you look at awards, they can be looked at as 2 ways. One is basically vanity, that, oh, I won an award, I'm better than everybody else. But that's the wrong way to look at an award. I believe that awards are really important because they give you a platform. I need a wider and wider audience to reach out to. So these awards give you a platform so that you can do bigger and better things, number one. And number two is that you can reach out to more people, and more people will take you seriously because you won an award. So that's why for me, awards are really, really important, because it gives you that platform to have a bigger voice.
Which award would you like to compare Indian award to Grammy?
So the thing about the Grammys is that even though the Grammys are given out in America, it is not actually considered to be an American award.
Okay.
It's just like the Olympics, where, you know, anybody anywhere in the world can win a Grammy. You know, I'm an Indian person sitting and making music in India, but I've won 2 Grammys. There are people from all over the world who won these awards because it's the biggest music award in the whole world. So one cannot compare an award from any country to the Grammys, because like India's got a lot of music awards like GMA and Filmfare and all of that stuff, but you have to be a resident of India to actually win these awards. Whereas the Grammys, you can be living anywhere in the world and you can win it, just like the Olympics.
Okay.
So that is why I believe that the Grammys is a great award, because it's very inclusive, and you can be sitting down in any country in any corner of the globe, but if you've got excellence in music, you can actually win the award. So I'm very grateful for that.
Do you think there is a lack of a pure music award in India?
True, because the thing, but more important than that, the issue in India when it comes to awards in general is that the celebrities are bigger than the award. So like what happens is that when it is an award and you need to invite celebrities so that you get more ratings, you know. So that is the issue in India, and that will take time to solve. It's not like it's unsolvable, it will take time to solve. Whereas with these international awards like the Oscars, the Cannes Film Festival in France, and you know, and the Grammys, the award is bigger than the star. So the stars are like, you know, dying to win the award, or they really they mark their calendar off because they want to attend the award and all of that stuff. So that is where the awards get a little more credibility, because those awards juries and all of that stuff, they do not care about who the artist is. They just care about musical excellence, and they do not care whether the artist is going to attend the ceremony or not. They just give the award to the person who deserves it the best.
ಇದು ಏಷ್ಯಾನೆಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತಿ.
ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಏಷ್ಯಾನೆಟ್ ಸುವರ್ಣ ನ್ಯೂಸ್.